After he won a tournament in Kazan, Boris Gelfand came to visit me, and he told me about the match and how he played. And I wanted to know where the match for the title of the world champion would be held. And when I found out that it wasn't quite clear, and one of the reasons was that president of FIDE played chess with Mr. Gaddafi, and so many investors just decided not to participate in the tournament organization. And so I decided I would participate as a challenger to sponsor this event, and I thought to myself, if I win, it's good. If I lose, it will be better for my friend, because then he will get more money, because the other challenger would have to offer a bigger amount. And another thing is that it is a big event for Russia, and it is great that a Russian businessman can offer support to such an important event for the whole of the country. It means the revival of chess culture in Russia.
So when did you decide to organize this event? Did you have to convince FIDE, Russian Federation, and were you the only one to participate to the organization?
Actually, at the time when I was sending a letter, I didn't know which museum it would be. We were actually looking at two museums, the Tretyakov Gallery and Pushkin Museum of Fine Arts. We wanted to hold the event in one of those landmark museums, but we didn't know which one.
Здесь было два мотива, почему рассматривалось.
What reasons to look at both museums, Pushkin, and why we wanted to look at both museums. If you look at Pushkin Museum of Fine Arts, it is a famous museum of Western art in Russia, and importantly, it is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. And another thing, if you look back in history, in 1935, Stalin organized the chess tournament right there at the museum, and it was done so that they could show off the collections of Western art in Russian museums, so that nobody thought that the Soviet power sold out all the masterpieces. And why we decided to look at the Tretyakov Gallery, it was done for a separate reason, because it is the biggest collection and the biggest storage place for Russian art for the 20th century and earlier. And I don't think any other nation in the world has suffered as much as Russia did in the 20th century.
Hesitating between these two museums, does it mean that art is one of your passions?
Yes, I can say that art is my passion, but I was hesitating between the two museums initially for a different reason. Yes, Pushkin Museum of Art is the world famous, and it is a great museum, but they already hosted a world chess match.
Было принято решение, что гораздо важнее преодолеть железный занавес и показать миру наши сокровища. Потому что наш балет известен, наши военные технологии известны, российский космос известен, а художники.
Russian ballet or Russian military technologies or Russian space achievements are world renowned, while Russian art as yet is not. I wanted to change the situation. Of course, if you look at the scores and at the results, formally it is a sport. But if it is a great match we are talking about, then of course it is a piece of art.
Last time there was a world championship in Moscow was in 1985 between Kasparov and Karpov, where Kasparov won. Was it a personal wish to organize this championship in Moscow again, even if it's without any Russian player?
I believe for a game of this scale, the site should be neutral. And I believe Moscow meets all the criteria, because on the one hand, we are hosting the event here, which represents the symbols of two great nations, of two great chess schools. And on the other hand, it is a neutral site. So I believe Moscow really is the best site you could find. Doing a great match like this, the chances are always 50-50. The beauty of it, because it is the intrigue that creates so much attention, so much inspiration, and so much attention and publicity around the event. Of course, he is a great master, there is no doubt about that, and he is carefully studied by everyone who is interested in chess. And what's interesting is that he is a very universal, unique player. But I can share probably with you my impressions of him as a human being. You know, when you talk to him or to his wife, you feel the very positive energy. They just irradiate this positive energy of very good people. I have not met many people in my life who would make you feel like that, who would irradiate this positive energy at such a scale. I believe this is going to be a great match because this is the play between the two real gentlemen, the two great players, and it is going to take place in a great museum and a wonderful city. So all the ingredients are there for a great event. We are talking about this project with the Russian or French Commerce Chamber, and the Chamber of Commerce has already started talking to the Louvre Museum.
И Лувр очень позитивно, как мне было сказано, отреагировал на эту идею.
And as I heard from them, the Louvre Museum is bigger, that really unites
такой уровень
Russian
турнир,
and
конечно, он
French
будет привлекать игроков, великих игроков с разных стран. И идея, что половина турнира проходила прямо в Лувре, а другая половина в Третьяковке, или в Казанском музее, или в любом другом музее, и это будет и сделать это традиционным, чтобы наши страны могли представлять свои музеи, например, музей Вердена, музей Сталинградской битвы. И это, мне кажется, Олег — та фигура, которая как раз объединяет и Россию, и Францию. То есть мы бы могли представлять страны друг другу свои национальные музеи.
And I believe it would be a large-scale cultural exchange because there are a lot of chess lovers both in France and in Russia. And also the event of that order would be very much in the focus of the media globally. And I believe that this would be also very beneficial and exciting for the Russian and French companies who through a project like that would get to know each other. It is very rich in mineral resources, so you can easily say that Moscow is the capital of global natural resources. 30% of all the global mineral resources are, while the French have excellent technologies, and I believe that it should stimulate the exchanges on a high scale between Russia and French, both culturally and economically. And no wonder Russian-French Chamber of Commerce got so interesting, because chess is so interested in the event, because chess is a wonderful media to unite people, to unite nations and economies.
Okay, thanks a lot for answering our questions.
Большое спасибо за ответ.
Спасибо вам, что нашлось время.
Удачно сел где-нибудь в Париже, а там еще немного.